let's get started. So welcome. I'm doing a silent meditation instead of a guided or, something like that. But we won't go completely silent today. I'll be playing some music. I'm actually going to read just a very, very short poem to you. I'm going to have you work with a phrase today. So have any of y'all used a mantra or, yeah, I'm seeing some head shakes. Yes, feel free to use the chat if you have your video off. But yeah, so we're gonna, with each week, I kind of try to focus on what's the collective, what's going on in the world, what's kind of happening out there, and what feels like it's needed. And I feel like love is needed right now. That really is truly, I think, can be, sorry, there's someone trying to get in here. Yeah, there can be, when so much fear and anger and just really challenging things happening around us, I think it's hard to access that love for ourselves and for other people. So I just want to bring our focus to it today. So that's kind of what we're going to do. I'll give you the phrase here before we get started, and then I'll read the poem, and then I'll turn the music on. And the thing to remember about kind of moving into a more silent practice for me is about posture and recognizing that the body plays a huge role in the mind being able to open up and be, more fluid around thoughts and letting them go, and also just accepting, this place of acceptance. And so I don't know if you're sitting on the floor. I'll start there. If you're sitting on the floor, putting a cushion underneath, a pillow, a cushion, a blanket, a bolster, a block, anything that you can do to lift your hips so that your spine is straight and that your legs are a little bit lower than your sits bones. And so, and then also not crossing the ankles. You can sit with them placed on top of each other. Or one in front of the other, but I would say don't cross them because that's cutting some energy off, the flow of energy. And we want the energy to flow fluidly. And that's kind of the point of having this posture. So if you're sitting or choosing to sit on the floor, elevating the hips, and you want your spine to be straight, but not stiff. So we're not trying to have a rigid spine. We want it to have its natural, be in its natural posture. And so that's, you can imagine like each vertebrae being stacked on top of the other one. So that's kind of what we're looking for. And then I know I've mentioned in past weeks, imagining that there's a string at the top of your head that's just gently tugging at the very tip top of your head. And that can be the way that you can kind of notice the spine and it being lengthened. You also want to make sure that your head is level. So we have a tendency to kind of bring our chin up sometimes when we're meditating, and that puts a little, crease back here in the neck. And we really want the neck and the spine to all be aligned. And so we don't want our chin to be too far down, and we don't want it to be tilted back. We just want it to find that kind of natural place. And so that's, all of that is true for any position that we're in, standing, sitting in a chair, and then sitting on the floor. Obviously, if you're in a chair, you're probably not going to be using a cushion underneath your hips. So that if you're in a chair, I would say feet flat on the floor, and then hands for everybody is palms up, rested in your lap. So hands being in this place of receiving. So being receptive to whatever is coming in as we're meditating. And that's, so we call these willing hands, so willing to receive. And then, yeah, feet on the floor so that you can feel the ground beneath you. And so that, and I would say if you're sitting in a chair, using the back of the chair to help you have support with your spine. So with your hips elevated on the floor in a cushion, your spine is supported because it's not having to do this. It's upright and elongated. You could also choose to lay down. That's another way to do this. And if so, laying on the back, I would say with a cushion or something, a blanket rolled underneath the knees so that the legs are just a little bit elevated, so that the pelvis is comfortable. It helps with the lower back if there's something underneath the knees. And then again, with the palms facing up. So these are kind of the three positions that I would say. We could do standing, but I probably wouldn't advise it today. We could talk about that another day. But to say that we want the body to have support, we want the body to feel supported so that the brain can relax, basically. So if you feel yourself being, getting tense or tight, I think I mentioned this and I will throughout, you can sway a little bit. You can also kind of contract the torso and then expand it and open it up just so that you can feel the difference between that collapsed kind of place and then the elongated place. And so I would definitely suggest that. Also, having a stone of some sort or something that you can hold on to, that sometimes is helpful just to rub if you find that your mind starts to wander during the more silent moments. So with all that, your other options will, always take care of yourself. Do what you need to take care of yourself. And then you can take a low gaze or you can close your eyes, whatever feels best for you. And just remember that if you decide to open your eyes, to just do it very slowly if you feel like you need to do that. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath and we'll get started through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently closing the eyes, taking a low gaze, and finding your position, finding your posture, whatever feels, comfortable and fluid to you. So again, just breathing in and out the nose, finding that rhythm with your own breath. And even if you want to and need to, this is a good way to stay present. Put your hand on your heart. So just finding your hand and bringing it to the heart. And you can do both of them or one of them. And you can do this throughout the whole meditation. So I'm going to read a poem by Daniel Dobby. And I just felt like it was kind of appropriate for, again, the collective. And then I'm going to turn some music on. So, and you'll have a phrase that I'll give you after the poem that what I want for you to do is repeat it if your mind starts to wander. So it's useful to have a mantra or a phrase of some sort that you can use to continue to bring you back when you start to wander off. So the poem is, the breaking leads to opening. The opening allows expansion. The expansion creates more space. The space invites growth in. Breathing in, breathing out. The phrase is love. Life is love, love is life. Again, life is love, love is life. So use this phrase throughout. Breathing in, breathing out. Life is love. Love is life. Breath in, breath out. Life is love. Love is life. Breath in, breath out. If your mind starts to wander, just bringing your attention to your breath and repeating the phrase, life is love, love is life. Breath in, breath out. Life is love, love is life. Life is love. Love is life. Breath in, breath out. Life is love. Love is life. And so just staying in the meditation, bringing your attention to your breath, into your heart space. So see if you can bring all your focus to your heart, noticing the beat, imagining a warm, loving energy surrounding your heart and expanding out through the fingertips. Breathing in, breathing out. Life is love. Love is life. The breaking leads to opening. The opening allows expansion. The expansion creates more space. The space invites growth in. Deep breath in and out. Repeating the phrase to yourself one more time on the breath in. Life is love. Love is life. And on the out breath, releasing it. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. Noticing any sensations arising in the body. Saying hello to them. Bringing in a little movement, a sway. Yeah, moving the neck, the shoulders a roll. Yeah, saying hello and sending some gratitude to all parts of you for showing up for our practice today. And very gently, when you're ready, you can take a low gaze. And then open your eyes fully and do any movement you'd like to do. Feel free to share in the chat, or there's so few of us, you're welcome to speak, take yourself off mute and share anything you'd like to share about that. Or and thanks so much for joining me for that. It felt really sweet to share that. So and we'll keep doing this. So yeah, thank you.